Cindy here with Create Your Own Luck and Love. I help women to open their hearts and attract the kind of partnership that resonates within them. Yay! So I'm excited to be here with you guys today and talk about why men ignore women. We hear this all the time where you don't feel like you're being heard, or there's a disconnect within communication a lot of times. So, well, not a lot of times, but it can certainly happen quite a bit. So I'm going to tell you why he ignores you, what is coming up for him, and the steps that you can take. Okay? So number one reason why a man ignores you, he's in the middle of something else. I know it sounds really silly, but if he's in the middle of a football game or in the middle of a project and you go to him and say, hey, what do you think about XYZ? Or what do you, would you mind helping me with X, right? So it may fall upon deaf ears, or if you want him to do something around the house or support you with something, it's going to fall upon deaf ears because he's not focused on it. And as women, I get it because I'm a woman too. When we request something, we like to be acknowledged and we like to be heard right then. And we would like the person to reciprocate our needs right then. But that isn't the case when it comes to men. So to save yourself a lot of frustration, what you want to do is just take this simple step. If you have a request, something you want to talk to him about, say, hey, I wanted to run something past you. And just, put a light touch on his arm. Light touch on his arm. You can, reach out, touch him. If you're in person. So if you do a light touch on his arm, he's going to hear that. So if you say, hey, when you have a moment, I'd love to just chat with you about something, or run something past you really quick. So he knows. And when he has a moment, when he's done with whatever he's doing, he will pay attention to you. So you get to be patient around that. Now, if you're requesting something through text message, and this depends on the stage that you're at in a relationship. So if you're early on dating and you reach out and you feel like you're being vulnerable and you make a request like, I always love hearing from you, and it's so nice to hear your voice. Can we talk more often? You probably don't want to necessarily say that you can, because it's a nice, vulnerable, open thing to say. It just depends on the context of the relationship, right? And he doesn't respond. Being ignored sucks. Being ignored, or feeling like you're being ignored, is like a punch in the gut. And nobody likes it, men or women, when they feel like they're not being acknowledged or ignored. So a couple things could be going on. And I always like to think the best in people. I always do. I think, okay, so he's going to answer me when he has a moment. And maybe you've seen that he's online or something like that, and he hasn't answered you. That could be because he hasn't gotten to it yet. He's thinking about his response, and he doesn't just want to respond to you in a way that might hurt you or offend you, right? So I want you to hear that. Or here's the other thing. It's not that important to him. It's not that important to him. It's like, do you ever, I do this with my clients, I'll listen to a Voxer, or I'll, see a message of theirs, and I will oftentimes process the information and put myself in their shoes and then respond. It's not that I don't hear them. And sometimes it's just an easy response, right? So, men will oftentimes be doing that. I tend to think the best. If you make a request and, or you get curious about something and he ignores your request or gets defensive, that's something to be curious about. That's something, that's a trigger for him. And then you want to explore, I'm noticing that when I bring this certain topic up, I feel like you get upset, or I'm experiencing defensiveness. What, could you help me understand that? Or what could I do to communicate in a manner that would alleviate that, right? You want to obviously communicate in the nicest way possible that's showing respect. Now, the other side to it too is he might ignore you because he feels like you're nagging him and you're being really demanding. So if you have been requesting something and you're requesting something like a broken record and you start to get more and more and more and more upset, right? Or the way that you ask or request a conversation, it comes across accusatory. So what does that do? It pushes somebody away. I want to keep this short enough so that you guys listen. So when you're pushing him away, what does he want to do? He wants to retreat. He wants to pull away. So what do? You get to move back. And when he comes back to you, you say, hey, I noticed this happened. How can I approach something differently? So instead of you getting frustrated that he's not showing up for you, or you start to demand things, nobody wants that. Think about bees, right? Bees are attracted to honey. Bees make honey, but you want to attract like honey. Honey is nice. Honey is sweet. So you want to be, and this is not being a doormat. This is actually just learning how to communicate in a capacity that creates peace. Now, he's going to have his own emotional triggers too. His mom might have nagged him all the time. So when you say something, maybe it triggers him like his mom. And you might be thinking, Cindy, I'm doing all these things and it's not working. Then you get to come to a neutral space. Maybe you're at a restaurant and say, hey, I really want to communicate better. And I love your support around this. How can I approach this in a way that I feel like I'm being heard, right? That's the vulnerability piece. And those are things you want to talk about, not do that via text message. I hope this helps you guys. I would love to hear from you. Please post below in the comment section. Have you felt like you've been ignored by a man? And what did you do about it? And would you like to hear more about this topic? If there's anything you'd like to hear, just post it below and I'd be more than happy to explore more. So thank you again for watching this. If you know a woman that needs to hear about this, please share it with her. I want to support the healing of over 1 million hearts, or as many hearts as possible, to open you up to receive awesome partnership. If you are on YouTube, feel free to leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you, as well as subscribe to my channel and push the little bell button so you can get notified whenever there's a new video. Awesome. So again, I hope this helped you guys. If you're on IGTV, hello, put a comment below. I'd love to hear from you as well. Sending you lots and lots of love. And if you're on YouTube and you see this and there's something triggering you that you want a message around, I'm going to do this again. I'm going to make sure that, shit, sorry you guys. I am going to make sure that you guys have a number that you can text for love advice. I've had a lot of people text this number, so go ahead and do this, 424-286-8385. That comes directly to me. And I hope that helps. Sending you so much love. I will talk to you soon. See you later. Bye.